Hey everyone, it's Violet over at Inspired Lifestyle at Alfred's Point, and I hope you're all having a wonderful day today. We're about to move into the Virgo star sign and into that transition from tomorrow onwards. We've had some pretty incredible things been happening this year, and we've just finished the Mercury retrograde phase. It ended on the 19th, and we've kind of been traversing that shadow tail off from the retrograde till now, but we're now in the part of starting to really progress forward as we change over tomorrow. And some more exciting news on that is we're going to move into what I like to call the Pisces full moon energy coming in. And so together with this Virgo energy, we're going to be looking at the karma of things, really. And this is a really great time to be moving forward in our inspiration, starting to really we should have set a lot of goals that we want to achieve. So this really is the time that we can be now letting go of habits we don't want to keep, things that we don't want to hold on to anymore. We should have worked through a lot of those sort of situations within the emotions that are toxic, and really be starting to now push forward out of these things. So we're looking at a very big kind of push upwards in the energy zone that we've been really waiting for everything to clear off so that we can move forward. And we've talked a lot about having to set goals, and now we really are looking at implementing them. This is the great time of implementing, and it kind of coincides really beautifully, this time frame, with a lot of what your children will be going through with the HSC. Impending trial period is probably underway, and so we're really looking at a really uplifting, inspirational time is about to take place. So this is a really good part of this time frame to get hold of those goals, those ideas we had, and really start putting things in place. It is now time in the journey to actually be putting our feet in motion and actually taking active steps. So we've done the thinking, we've processed the blocks, all those things that have been holding us back. A lot of things have come up for a lot of people, and I know some are still in the situations that they're dealing with right now, and probably lots of things came up, and now you're in the process of having to take action to make new pathways in life. So I'm not saying that everything is always looking very positive what you're in it, but definitely this phase is about the action part. It's about now we must make steps to either clear things out of our way, to put our feet on the path to new things, and to really direct ourselves in forward motion. And this is supposed to carry us through now. So everything now is coming into the action phase. What action steps are you taking? And I want to bring that back to emotions quite heavily, because we don't live in the past and we don't live in the future. We live right now. And it's our emotions and our mind, the movie that we play ourselves in our minds, that keep us very trapped and either too far in the future or right there in the past. And now really is the time to set our feet in this moment, in now. What are we doing right now to progress ourselves to the next stage? But to do that, we have to bring our mind into balance, into alignment, get our energy in the right zone so that we should have let go of all of this. We don't need to get too far focused on the future. We need to really bring ourselves into now, what's happening within us. Emotions play a very important role, and I'm not of the mindset that we should always be happy and that we should always be on the happy side of things, because sadness and all of these things, anger, have their place. They serve to move us into this moment, and they serve to bring us to the focus that we need. Every emotion has its role, and they're all valid, and everyone's path in life is to get us to different valid points. So what we're talking about today is what steps are you taking? What actual movement are you taking right now towards the next step in life, the better path, the moving on path, the progression? What are you doing right now? And I'm keeping in mind some of the younger people here that are going to go through this challenging time of stress and anxiety and wondering how their life's going to turn out, and will they get into that course, and all that anxiety and stress that can come in now, and feeling like they're under pressure. And as parents, we often feel that with them. We're connected and drawn to them, and we want all these things for them as well. And essentially, all parents want their children to be happy, to feel loved and supported, and to be able to obtain their dreams. So I'd like to offer some really simple tools out there for anyone that's going through sort of some stress and some anxiety, and for the children that are also approaching these big turning points in their life, and now the pressure's really starting to kick off for them. So what I've put together today is what I like to call more of the calming pack of little simple tools. And as kids are going into exams, or even as adults as we're going into stressful situations, I'd like to bring us back to the crystals, and bring us back to that natural earth energy of being able to channel into some really beautiful earth energy crystals. And I've put ones down today, angelite, bloodstone and amethyst here, as really simple ones that do help us navigate stress and do help us channel in the right information, and keep us to a more balanced perspective at this stage. I've also put in here, which I think is fabulous for the HSC and for everything coming up, I've put these here as well, and I do believe it has a lot of magical connotations for me also. It's the attraction of abundance, it's the attraction of success, it's the channeling of this, and it's the channeling of keeping the mind onto this track. So I have put this beautiful pyrite here for us so that we can have a look at it. We do offer very simple packs for if you've got a nephew or someone going into it and you want to offer them a little bit of encouragement. We've got the little angel tokens and the amethyst, simple little good luck packs that have all been nicely put together for you in the right balance. Now, I've put clearing sprays because a lot of negative energy is around when we're going through stress and anxiety, our own and what we take in from others. So these are just very simple little sprays, and we use them quite often in between readings and in between things within the stores. And these can simply be sprayed and really taken in and just absorb those few moments of clearing that negative energy from you and from your environment. Very good if you're going to do some study. So if you're going to sit down at night and you really want to clear that space, you can really give it a nice cleansing, really simple, so that the kids can sit down and have a nice cleansed space to be breathing and focusing in, which is what I think is really handy. I've also included here a nourish and a nurture in regards to bath salts, which everyone knows I'm big on, because taking stress out of the body and taking the negative energy out of the body and being focused on making sure that we're cleansed and we're getting the peace we need and we're taking that time out for us is also really important, especially for people suffering with anxiety, extra pressure at the moment. These things going on, major decisions that you're trying to work through to make those next steps in the now. I'm highly recommending baths and the water therapy and the drawing salts. These have the added benefit of having the magnesium in them, which is wonderful drawing as well, nourishing and drawing and getting us into a good balance. I've popped in here too, as everyone knows I'm obsessed with my incense and soaps and candles, but I have put in some really nice balancing ones. A grounder. These are a beautiful range, and this is really good for keeping grounded during the stress. And this is of course for balancing out our different chakra zones and keeping us in a good alignment. So I have put them in, and as we know with incense, we're always drawing in spirit. So same again with candles. I've picked here for the anxiety, for the calming, and for the calling in of spirit. So I've picked in my candle zones those more calming elements today to sort of draw in that calm, breathe. You just need to breathe, and we can slowly release the negative tension and start to see our way clear. same again with the little tokens. If I'm going into exams and things like this, calling stones, a little touch stone, very important. Little happy daily messages to re-support the mind. Sometimes our mind needs a little bit of a support system. So a daily message to ourselves that we draw out and we go, okay, this is a positive message for me today, and something I can really just let sit in my mind. And it goes back to those gratitude principles, you know, of just remembering, just having a gentle reminder to the mind to keep ourselves on a path of now, which keeps us uplifted and keeps us focused to, yes, it's coming to me. It may not be right here, right this second, but I have faith in this journey, and I have faith in my inner strength, and I just need to deal with what's in front of me right now. I don't need to get too far ahead of myself. I just need to breathe today, which we often forget. The breathing in the moment right now. Where am I right now? You can't be in tomorrow today. So touchstones are important. Little messages to oneself. That note you wrote on the fridge, I am worthy, I am first. These are the things that we need to remember sometimes, and little reminders can be highly beneficial. All of us get lost in our own mind. We have another little voice in there that likes to talk to us and take us off in a different direction. So sometimes those little reminders are really important. I've also today included some of the doTERRA oils, which I'm a big fan of. I'm currently on the On Guard myself, just making sure I don't get anything nasty in the flues. But I've also included a Clary Calm. I've included some different ones here that I think are really important when we're studying. There's a peppermint. Peppermint also very good for increasing our stimulation, our energy zone. If your child's feeling a little bit under the weather or a little bit low on energy, a little bit of peppermint. You can dilute this with a coconut oil, hazelnut almond oil, even a little bit of olive oil if you like. You can just put that onto the base of the feet to encourage that energy supply to come in. It also helps with the digestive system, and often when we're nervous and we're agitated, or we're suffering from anxiety, often it's our appetite and our digestive system that's really affected. So I do love my peppermint. I love it for just clearing things up and helping me rebalance. So I have put them in here, and I had a wonderful night the other night with our reflexologist Lee, going through this particular brand of oils, and they've probably got the highest purity that I've seen. And if you need some advice on these two, I would have to say Lee is absolutely amazing, who works here with the reflexology. And I had a few treatments off her myself, and I have to say it's sensational for balancing. So these are here. I find that these little tools, doTERRA do a nice roll on too, so it's nice and easy for you to supply. It gives your brain a little bit of a lift, kicks in the senses, which is really important to us. And oils are quickly absorbed into the body, especially through the feet region. So little uplifters like this are key. Same with your incense. Little sensory uplifters, calling in spirit, giving us this calm. And this works for anyone on the level of anxiety. We're suffering from a little bit of anxiety, stress at the moment because you have to make these choices now and you have to move forward. Maybe we're not quite ready. Little tools to reset our mind space and keep us really grounded in the now, which is a big thing for me, as everyone knows. And I highly recommend that we do a few little basics, like remember to breathe. Get out there and remember to be part of this moment right now. And it can be simply done. Just look outside, take in that setting, take in the birds, take in the trees, take in what the weather's like. I know it's cold, but you can appreciate that wind. Often the wind comes to blow away what we don't need.